7 episodes of Star Trek. The Next Generation Season 2 you can completely skip. When Star Trek, The Next Generation TNG premiered in 1987, the first season was rough, wooden dialogue, awkward writing, and an over-reliance on reheated original series plots. By Season 2, things started to improve. The show introduced fan-favorite Dr. Pulaski, tightened up character arcs, and even delivered classics like The Measure of a Man and Q-Who. But let's be honest, not every episode of Season 2 was a gem. In fact, some are skippable without losing any key storylines or character development. Whether you're rewatching TNG or introducing a newcomer, these 7 episodes won't be missed if you hit the fast-forward button. 1. The Outrageous Okona, Episode 4. TNG occasionally tried too hard to capture the roguish charm of Star Wars Han Solo. Enter Okona, a fast-talking, leather jacket-wearing space rogue who boards the Enterprise after his ship breaks down. The episode wants you to think he's irresistibly charming, but instead he comes off like a knockoff Lothario without depth. While Data's subplot, trying to learn comedy from a holographic stand-up routine, adds some entertainment, the main story is toothless. The supposed drama of Okona being caught in a love triangle feud ends with a shrug-worthy misunderstanding. Why you can skip it. No major character development, no long-term impact, and Okona never becomes an important recurring figure. He's more of a "what were they thinking?" footnote in Trek history. 2. The Child, Episode 1. Season 2's premiere had the unenviable task of reintroducing the crew after a summer break, plus integrating Dr. Pulaski. Instead of starting strong, the writers recycled an abandoned Star Trek Phase 2 script that feels painfully dated. In The Child, Counselor Troi mysteriously becomes pregnant with an alien child who grows at an accelerated rate. The concept had potential, examining issues of consent, motherhood, and alien life, but the execution reduces Troi to a passive character. She accepts the pregnancy without hesitation and serves mostly as a vessel for the plot. Why you can skip it. The episode introduces Dr. Pulaski, but you'll meet her again in plenty of stronger outings. The alien child storyline is self-contained and never referenced again. 3. Shades of Grey, Episode 22. There's no kinder way to put it. Shades of Grey is the worst episode of Star Trek, The Next Generation. A budget-saving clip show forced by the 1988 writer's strike, it strands Riker in sickbay while Dr. Pulaski tries to save him from an alien infection. The cure? Forcing Riker to relive old memories. What follows is a limp parade of recycled footage from earlier episodes. It feels like a rerun stitched together with 5 minutes of new material. For a series that ended its later seasons with epic finales, Season 2 concludes with a whimper. Why you can skip it. You're not missing anything. Not story, not character growth, nothing. Just skip straight to Season 3's excellent evolution and never look back. 4. The Dauphin, Episode 10. Wesley Crusher was always a divisive character, and the Dauphin doesn't help his case. In this episode, Wesley falls in love with Salia, a young ruler being transported to her new homeworld. The problem? Salia isn't who she seems. She's a shapeshifter whose true form is a glowing, hairy creature. The romance is corny, the dialogue cringe-worthy, and the resolution predictable. While the intention was to give Wesley a first love story, it comes across as awkward and unconvincing. The special effects, already dated by 1989 standards, haven't aged well either. Why you can skip it. The episode doesn't advance Wesley's arc in any meaningful way. If you want better Wesley-centric stories, The First Duty in Season 5 is the gold standard. 5. Up the Long Ladder, Episode 18. If you've ever wondered what happens when Star Trek tries to mix Irish stereotypes with forced cloning ethics, this is your answer, and it's not pretty. The Enterprise discovers 2 human colonies, one a group of rustic, agrarian settlers played as broad Irish caricatures, and the other a sterile society of clones. The 2 groups must merge to survive, leading to a bizarre cultural clash. Unfortunately, the writing leans heavily on cheap humor at the expense of thoughtful sci-fi. Why you can skip it. The cloning subplot had potential but is underdeveloped, and the Space Irish portrayals are borderline offensive. It's filler material sandwiched between far stronger episodes. 6. Manhunt Episode 19. If you thought Waxana Troy's debut in Season 1 was over the top, Manhunt doubles down. In this story, Waxana returns to the Enterprise in search of a new husband, and she sets her sights on Captain Picard. While Majel Barrett is always entertaining, the episode plays her advances more for slapstick comedy than genuine drama. Picard, uncomfortable with her pursuit, hides in the holodeck, an act that feels wildly out of character for a captain usually so composed. The story drags without offering real stakes. While you can skip it, Waxana has far better appearances later, particularly in Half a Life Season 4 and Dark Page Season 7. This outing is pure fluff. 7. The Royal Episode 12. Few episodes feel as directionless as The Royal. The Enterprise crew investigates a strange structure on an uninhabitable planet and discovers a fully functioning 20th century Earth hotel casino. Inside, Riker, Worf, and Data become trapped in a plotline from a badly written novel. The concept could have been an eerie commentary on alien misunderstandings of human culture, but instead it devolves into a dull hour of characters wandering around in confusion. The twist that the hotel was constructed by aliens who misinterpreted human fiction isn't enough to save it. Why you can skip it? It's a bizarre one-off that never pays off. If you want surreal TNG done right, watch Frame of Mind in Season 6. The bigger picture, why Season 2 still matters. Even with these misfires, Season 2 is where the next generation started to find its voice. Episodes like The Measure of a Man, Q-Who, Elementary, Dear Data, and Time Squared prove that TNG could tackle moral dilemmas, expand Trek lore, and deliver compelling sci-fi. The arrival of Dr. Pulaski also gave the season a unique flavor. While fans were divided over her blunt personality, she added tension and growth, especially in her interactions with Data. And let's not forget, Season 2 introduced Ten Forward and Guinan, cementing Whoopi Goldberg as one of TNG's most beloved recurring characters. So while these 7 episodes are safe to skip, the season as a whole remains an important stepping stone toward the brilliance of later years. Final thoughts. Rewatching Star Trek. The Next Generation is always rewarding, but it's also a reminder that not every episode hits warp speed. Season 2 contains some of the most skippable outings in Trek's long history, episodes bogged down by bad pacing, recycled scripts, or awkward humor. If you're short on time, feel free to bypass these 7. The Outrageous Okona, The Child, Shades of Grey, The Dauphin, Up the Long Ladder, Manhunt, The Royal. Instead, focus on the gems that shaped TNG into the powerhouse it became. Because once Season 3 hits, the Enterprise boldly goes into a dull hour of characters wandering around in confusion. The twist that the hotel was constructed by aliens who misinterpreted human fiction isn't enough to save it. While you can skip it, it's a bizarre one-off that never pays off. If you want surreal TNG done right, watch Frame of Mind in Season 6. The bigger picture, why Season 2 still matters. Even with these misfires, Season 2 is where the next generation started to find its voice. Episodes like The Measure of a Man, Q-Who, Elementary, Dear Data, and Time Squared proved that TNG